right, everyone, welcome back to Anton's class. I'm so glad that you've decided to join me here today. Tuning in from Windhoek, Namibia. It's spelled with a W, but the locals pronounce the W as a V, so it's Windhoek, actually. It's a German type word. Anyways, I'm in Namibia, in the beautiful southern part of Africa. For those of you who don't know, Namibia is bordering South Africa. The culture is very similar. But anyways, we're going to get into all that. Right now in this video, we're going to talk about why I came to Namibia. Why, as an African American, I chose to repatriate to Namibia. And first of all, I want to say, I know a lot of y'all are sleeping on Namibia. You know, most of the expat community talks about going to Ghana. That's the number one choice, right? Everyone talks about going to Ghana. And to be honest, Ghana was on my top 5, top 3 even of countries to repatriate to. And yeah, I can see why, because Ghana has a lot to offer. A lot of people also repatriate to the Gambia, right? A lot of people also consider Tanzania and Rwanda. So shout out to all of you expats who are living in those beautiful African countries. They do have a lot to offer. Those are incredible choices, but I chose Namibia, and we're gonna get into why I chose Namibia. So if you're interested, please stay tuned. By the way, I'm trying to record this video all in one go. You see I'm recording with my wonderful little microphone. If you see on my other videos, I have a bigger one. I just wanted to use this one. It's easier, but when I have to cut, it makes editing the videos a little bit harder. So I'm gonna try to do this all in one go, okay? So please bear with me. I may not be able to, but I'm gonna try. I'm gonna try. So, first reason why I really wanted to choose Namibia is because of the language. Now, Namibia, they are an English-speaking country, and just like South Africa. And so I really wanted to be able to communicate with the locals on that level of fluency, okay? And so if you're considering a country in Africa, I think you should definitely consider language. I talk about that in some of my other videos, such as this one here, which is about why I left Rwanda. And one of the reasons was because of the language barrier, okay? So the first reason I chose Namibia is because they speak English, okay? And again, there's nothing wrong if people don't speak English, all right? I'm not one of those people who thinks the whole world needs to speak the language I speak. Everyone speak English. Absolutely not. However, that is my mother tongue. I also speak Spanish, okay? So I'm not opposed to learning a different language. I've studied Arabic, I've studied French, but for doing business and living my life in the level of comfortability that I'm looking for personally, Namibia, their language is English, among others, but their primary language is English, and so that was really comfortable for me. The locals also speak native dialects like OSHIWAMBO, Nama, Himba, Herero. These are some of the ethnic groups that some people speak Afrikaans, which some of you, it sounds African, which it is a language that they speak in Southern Africa, but it's actually a European language. Don't be deceived, but it is a language that they speak in Namibia, some people, and in South Africa. But it is in the European language family. It's an Indo-European language. Anyways, that's the anthropology coming out. Let's get into the next one. The second reason why is because Namibia is a very organized and developed country. So coming to Africa, I really enjoyed Rwanda. That was the first country I went to. But I've decided that I wanted somewhere a little bit more close to home, personally, okay? Rwanda is beautiful, but Namibia feels like home for me. It is very developed. I'm gonna have some video clips, of course, and pictures to show you what it's like. And honestly, in Namibia, I will say this, the pictures do not do it justice. The videos you will see on Namibia don't do it justice. They just don't. It's a very beautiful country, and I feel you have to come here, okay? I'm from Phoenix, Arizona in the United States, okay? And it kind of is a similar environment to that, except it's in high elevation desert, and Phoenix is a low elevation desert, so it's maybe similar to Albuquerque, New Mexico. But it's just a beautiful environment, okay? I feel safe here. The streets are beautiful and very paved and developed, and the organization here is really cool. It's easy to catch a cab and very affordable to catch a cab. It's like 12 Namibian dollars, which is less than a US dollar. So yes, the organization and the development are things that I really appreciate here. Third reason, It is beautiful, as I kind of stated already. Namibia is a beautiful country. It's pretty diverse. The people here are beautiful. The environment here is beautiful. You have grasslands and savannas, which some of you might be familiar with when you see Africa, the grasslands, the beautiful savannas where you see like the different megafauna like the giraffes and elephants roaming. They have that. They have desert, lowland deserts when you approach the beach. Namibia has beaches, y'all. It has a coastline. I'm not sure how many miles, like 1,000 miles of coastline. It's a pretty large country geographically, but very underpopulated, which for me is great, okay? So, but it's a very large country geographically, and there's a lot of diverse terrain. It's beautiful. And again, I think you have to come here to really see it, okay? The desert landscapes are absolutely stunning. And again, I'm from Phoenix, Arizona, so I'm used to that sort of landscaping and that climate, so yeah, and right now it's winter. It is in the southern hemisphere, so of course, you guys know that means it's the opposite season than in the northern hemisphere. So all my brothers and sisters out in the United States, right now it's summer and it's getting hot out there. Right now it's winter and it's getting cold down here, okay? So the next reason is the diversity. So as I was saying, Namibia is a diverse country. There are various ethnic groups here. You have OSHIWAMBO, I think that's the largest ethnic group here. And then you have Himba. They're pretty famous across Africa. When you see images of indigenous people, you'll see the Himba people, very beautiful Bantu-speaking ethnic group who use the red ochre on their skin and on their hair. Then you also have the Nama and Darama. I hope I'm pronouncing it right. Forgive me if I'm not. And they speak a Khoi language in the Khoi family or Khoi-San language family. I've heard that's sort of a derogatory term, so I'm trying not to use that, but they speak a beautiful language that has clicks in it, okay? Some really interesting and sounds really awesome and incredible. And yeah, also there's an ethnic group here called Colored, and I don't know a tremendous amount about them, but they are a mixture that happened I think maybe 100 years ago or so, and they're an ethnic group of basically what we would call mixed people in the United States or in the West, mixture between European ancestry and African, and I believe the Africans specifically are the Khoi people or the Nama people. And I've noticed, I could be wrong, but they speak Afrikaans often. Everyone here speaks English, but when they're with their own ethnic groups, I've noticed that they usually will speak their native tongue, which is great and beautiful. So yeah, I hear OSHIWAMBO often and Nama occasionally, and maybe I've heard other ones. Another ethnic group out here, let me not forget, are of course, the white folks who live out here, they've been out here though for generations, so they consider themselves African, and they often speak German a lot. Okay, so of course everyone speaks English, like I said, but I've noticed the white folks out here, you'll hear them speaking German. Okay, so it's interesting. It's an interesting milieu of people.
I'm so sorry, I almost forgot to mention the Herero people. I know I mentioned them at the beginning, but I forgot to mention them as one of the ethnic groups here in Namibia.
And I would say the largest immigrant population that I've seen out here are people from Angola. So a lot of people from Angola are out here, and you hear them speaking Portuguese. And I almost couldn't detect it because it sounds a little different than Brazilian Portuguese because it has that African accent. But yeah, very diverse place, and I appreciate that. It's really interesting. And honestly, me being here, no one even pays me any attention. They assume I'm a local, they assume I'm Namibian, and that feels pretty comfortable, okay? So if you're traveling from the West, I think Namibia should be on your list because you'll fit in, you'll fit in. The next reason is, for me, proximity to South Africa. So I chose Namibia because of the proximity to South Africa. South Africa is a country that I'm interested in visiting maybe one day, maybe living there, who knows where life takes you, right? But South African culture has always been something that I've been intrigued by. I love their languages. I love the dance, right? I love their dances. I love their music. And so, yeah, and South Africa is a pretty progressive country. So yeah, Namibia's proximity to South Africa made it an interesting choice for me. Being in Southern Africa, I knew I could always take a bus or even a train or a quick plane flight down to Johannesburg or Cape Town or whatever. And so, yeah, proximity to South Africa was my next reason. I hope you guys are still in there with me. Number 7 is this is actually number 6. Number 6 is cost of tuition. So my friend and business partner was considering going to school here, and he is actually registering in school here. So the cost of tuition here in Namibia compared to other African countries is pretty awesome, okay? We were considering Kenya and places like that, but I noticed the cost of tuition sometimes would be fairly high, and you're probably thinking, well, you're coming from the United States. Isn't tuition the highest there? Absolutely, it is. But we wanted something that had offered a good bang for its buck, and Namibia has a lot of great schools. It has UNAM, it has Lingua College, it has NUST, which is Namibian University of Science and Technology. And the cost of tuition is pretty affordable, all right, and very competitive. So if you guys are interested in higher education and furthering your education, there are certainly opportunities out here in Namibia, okay? Now, the next reason is opportunities, okay? So I thought Namibia would be a fantastic place to do business, to start a business. Again, it's a very large country, but they're pretty underpopulated. So there's a lot to do. There's a lot of development still going on here. It's a pretty developed country, but there's always room for extra development and space for more development and projects. And I saw Namibia as a place to really get involved and maybe start a business. Okay, so that was my next reason, the opportunities out here, because if you come out here to visit, which I highly recommend you do, you'll see for yourself. There are lots of opportunities out here. Like I said, there's the beautiful coastline. There are opportunities for tourism. It's a great country if you're coming to settle down and to start a life. Next one is, I said diversity, but I already mentioned that, so we're gonna go ahead and leave that alone. So you guys, that's about it. I know this video was pretty short, but I just wanted to give you guys some ideas about why I chose Namibia. Like I said, I had some video clips in there and some pictures, so that way you could really get a feel of the Namibian vibe. It is a beautiful country. I know a lot of brothers and sisters in the diaspora are sleeping on Namibia, but it's a fantastic place. And my Nigerian viewers and Ghanaian viewers, you know, it's pretty easy to get into this country for those of you who have Nigerian passports, as long as you have, if you're getting a study permit, or if you have someone in the country who can invite you, then it's a pretty easy process, okay? Because my friend is Nigerian and he was able to come down into Namibia. So yeah, I highly recommend Namibia, you guys. I definitely think you should check it out. And as I'm beginning my wellness practice, Namibia is going to help me facilitate that entire journey. So Namibia is the place for me. Have you found the place for you? So you guys, let's journey together. Let's get well together. Thank you for stopping by Anton's class. I hope you enjoyed this video, and I hope you liked this African outfit. I actually got this in Rwanda, so shout out to Rwanda. Yeah, if you haven't checked out those videos on Rwanda, again, you can go ahead and click up here. And I just really appreciate you guys. Thank you for stopping by Anton's class. Until next time, peace, bye.